Were there a lot of rejections in between? The
yes.
Okay, so you're
way more.
So you're just
way more rejections than getting the parts.
Yeah.
Way more.
People don't see that.
Yeah.
They see, like, you know, when I look at it on paper, I look at these commercials you were on, and I don't see the in-between stuff.
Yeah, they don't.
That is the hard part.
And same with bodybuilding, and same with these the wins. They don't see the in-betweens. They don't see.
2017 and 2018, you would also win the first ever classic to be titled the All Classic in 2018. Please welcome from the United States, Breon Ansley.
I want to know more about what has created Breon. I mean, this doesn't happen by accident, and it's not an easy process, even if somebody makes it look like an easy process. So I want to backtrack. Okay, let's start from the young Breon. Let's start from way long time ago. Tell me about your life growing up.
I grew up pretty in a structured house. You know, pretty strict parents, Christian family. Going to church on Sundays, you know. I was in the choir. I was singing since I was in the choir since I was 3-4 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a good voice?
I like to think I do, yes, because then I continued it on with theater in college. So I like to think I can carry a light note or two. Okay.
Siblings?
Half brother and half sister that I did not grow up with. You know, so basically no, an only child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your dad or your mom brought in a brother or sister?
My dad's previous marriage. He has two kids that are, one is autistic. My brother has severe, a case of autism. Okay. And my sister, half sister, she's just normal. She doesn't have autism. But shit, sometimes I wish I had autism because those kids and those people are special, man.
Yeah,
and they can do special things.
Yeah, actually, you're right. You're right about that.
No?
I would say you can do some special things. You discovered early on that you were really successful at athletics. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At about the age of 7 or 8 is when I discovered that.
Okay, and was there anything that pushed you into that? Like, did you feel like you were making up for anything, or were you already popular, like doing well in school, got along with everybody, and then you decided to take up sports? Or were you, because me personally, I struggled, you know, to be popular and make friends and stuff like that. And when I found that I was good at sports, that is something that really helped me. So
Same. Like I was kind of a shyer, man. I would probably say just out of sports, I was a shyer kid, you know, but definitely through sports, you know, and I was always, you know, kind of the superstar, you know. I found my thing and my groove and my comfort spot.
You played tennis and swimming, right?
No.
You didn't do tennis or swimming. Someone reported that you did. So
they did?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So let's set the
Who is that? What y'all reporting fake news out there?
Okay, so what were your sports? I know football.
Track and field. That was actually my first love.
Okay.
Track and field was my first love. I still love it to this day. And I ran track at the early age of 6, actually, and then I started playing football at 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Were you like someone who was intrinsically motivated? Did you have anyone outside pushing you, or were you always just hard on yourself?
Oh, I was hard on myself, but I had a father who was hard on me for sure.
Yeah.
It was hard on me for sure, and I always had to excel. I always had to win in the sprints, win in the whatever I was doing. I always had to win.
Yeah.
I guess when he found out that I could win and that I could give the effort to win all the time, then it became, you always have to win.
Did you appreciate that then?
No, hell no.
But you may appreciate it now.
Now I do.
Yeah.
Now I do. You know, we always appreciate it when we're an adult.
Yeah.
And we have the capacity mentally to understand, you know. But back then, like, he would make me run hills with a weighted backpack.
Jeez.
Yeah, and have my mom sitting there in a chair, like we're like in a full lawn chair.
Okay.
She's eating fruits and drinking fruit punch and just saying, "Go, Bree, go!"
I'm learning.
And I'm crying.
See, but this is part of you. This is honestly what has made you.
Yeah.
This is
I will
what's-
say yes, absolutely.
This is honestly this is so good. Did you ever rebel and just quit and give up?
No, you know why? Because it translated
Yeah.
onto the field, onto the track.
Mm-hmm.
I was, killing them,
Mm-hmm.
and I was really dominating as a kid. So I was like, damn, it really works.
Yeah.
And it's good for something. So even though I hate it,
Yeah.
and I don't even understand why we have to do it, I am still good.
Is there a race or a competition that you can actually trace back to when you were younger that brings back like really bad memories or something that you use maybe to fuel you now?
I just think like some of the times when for whatever reason, I didn't care or I didn't put forth effort and I lost,
Yeah.
or we could have helped my team win, or I lost. Looking back, or even back then, I felt so bad about it. I knew that I was cut a little different because I felt so bad about it.
Yeah.
That of my effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that molded me definitely into a work ethic.
Yeah.
Growing up into adolescent, high school, and college.
Totally. Oh my gosh. Were you more of like a gamer, or were you somebody that put it all on the line during practice? Me personally, in track, I would train harder than anybody, and then I'd always get like nervous and freak out on the day of the race. That's what
game day.
But then there are some people they're gamers,
Yeah.
They don't put in the work on the practices, and then those people, they get past high school and off of talent.
Yeah.
And then when you get to college and beyond, that's when the hard workers start to. So
that's when being the gamer is not gonna always work.
Right.
When you're in college and professional. And it can work up to high school.
Yeah.
It might work up till like your first couple of years in college.
You could be at both. You could be practice and a gamer.
Well, those are the best ones.
What about you?
I was both actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked hard.
I can see that.
Yeah, I worked hard, and it was through just remembering. I would always remember the hills with a backpack, weighted backpack on my back.
Yeah.
When I was 5, 6, 7 years old, my dad making me run hills, sprints up hills. Wow. And that I would always, go back to that on how the practice, will translate into the performance.
Yeah.
And it will give me, because let me tell you, also my thought process too was like, I don't really want to be too nervous on game day.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, if you get nervous.
Yeah, I would get nervous and I would get butterflies, but I don't want to get nervous butterflies like I'm not prepared.
Yeah.
And I'm not good enough, physically or whatever. I don't want to get those type of butterflies.
Yeah.
I don't like those, and I hate those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
me too.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't we all?
I wish.
So I want the butterflies. I want the nervous, anxious butterflies. Oh, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to do my thing. I can't wait to have fun and showcase.
Right. You found a lot of success in football, and you went off to compete in college.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So tell me about that. And then you got hurt. So tell me about that.
Yeah.
How that all.
So I mean, it all just it all just translated, the work ethic and all. I fell in love with track and with football along with track and field.
Yeah.
And of course, like all of us that fall in love with football, we want to pursue our dream in the NFL.
What position did you play?
I played both running back and defensive back and cornerback.
Nice.
Yeah, running back and cornerback.
Okay.
So I was the speed guy.
You're speed.
I was the speed guy because I was small.
Yeah.
And that's another obstacle that I had to overcome in football. Everybody was always saying that I was too small, right? I was undersized, and they would doubt me, and that I wouldn't get some opportunities because of that, and that fueled me.
So that fueled you. It didn't affect you. Didn't like affect your confidence.
It fueled me.
It fueled you.
Yeah, it
That's
fueled
good.
me more so than affect me and me kind of tucking my tail between my legs. No, it fueled.
You
It
were like,
fueled.
I'm going to prove you wrong.
Yep.
And you
yep.
did.
And I did.
Yeah.
And I did. So I went on to do well in high school. I went to Bishop Lamont High School up there in La Puente, which is a big powerhouse, high school. And so my goal was to be this star player at the powerhouse high school, which was able to come to fruition. And then ended up getting a scholarship to Iowa State University.
Nice.
For football.
Nice.
Yeah, in Iowa.
So you started at Iowa State, you started on the football team, you played, how long did you play, and then what was the injury, when did it happen?
Let's see, so the injury actually happened, I tore my ACL in high school.
Oh,
Tore
so
it
in
up.
high school you already tore it?
Yeah, in high school
man.
I already tore it, in my junior year in high school.
Okay.
And that devastated me because I'm,
Right.
at that age you think just everything is over, and your hopes and dreams of going to college and getting a scholarship in college are over. Your hopes and dreams of going to NFL, it's all over, you think, at that age.
Right.
Because you don't understand maybe like time frame and things.
Yeah.
So devastation, of course.
Yeah.
But I actually played in high school without an ACL. They didn't do surgery. Yeah, so they didn't do surgery.
Whoa.
They said that the muscles around it were strong enough to be able to not have surgery, and you can kind of get away with not replacing it totally.
So you got injured in high school, but you still went on to play in college?
Without an ACL.
Whoa.
Yeah, so freshman year, sophomore year, and then I heard it again junior year. It kind of caught up to me. Man. Yeah, so I was able to play as a true freshman in college.
Okay.
I was able to make all Big 12 as a sophomore.
Wow.
At Iowa State, which was pretty awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, without an ACL.
That's crazy. That is nuts.
Yeah.
Did anybody know?
No.
Did you
nobody
just
knew.
kept it from everybody?
Yeah,
so is that just is that just who you are? You don't want anyone to know, because you don't want anyone to think you're making excuses.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's
right.
interesting.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That is interesting.
Well, because I think people will already make excuses themselves, maybe, I think, because of the size.
Right.
He's not good enough anyway because of the size. He's not good enough anyway because, of all that, of their perception of what it looks like, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give him any fuel.
I feel the same way. And if you were to, expose your, any weakness or whatever, what would that do? Because you've trained yourself to cope with that in your own way. You don't share things. It's like you're playing 3D chess with your audience. You don't want...
Good, Wendy. Even though I'm not a chess player, I understand that vividly.
You do, because you don't want anyone to know exactly what's going on, because then the energy will come into your world. It could affect you, and you're coping with how to avoid dealing with that.
Yeah. I just don't think, I don't think everybody deserves, because of how they handle it. They're not mature enough to handle my weaknesses, and when I expose myself, and when I want to let my guard down, so to speak. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it because the way they'll handle it.
Yeah.
And what energy they'll give back to me.
Exactly.
And what energy they'll put out there to everybody else about you.
Yeah. Do you think that not sharing also keeps you in a place where you feel like it's not your reality? Like, when you put something out there, you can see, for example, I'm playing without an ACL. You're almost repeating that to yourself, and then it's making it real for you. Now you don't have that problem because you're not sharing with anybody, and you play football as if you're playing with an ACL.
Like out of sight, out of mind, out of talking about it, out of mind.
That's what I think you're doing. Yeah.
Absolutely, because we all know, what you're thinking about, what's on your mind and what's on your heart heavily, it can devastate you, right?
Yeah.
Can weigh you.
Right.
You know? So that's just like, manifestation and like,
Yep.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And what do we call it? Prayer or just, the thought process of that. It's like, you got to reiterate positivity.
Yep. You're putting energy out that you want back.
1000%.
And you're always like finding your next chapter. And I want to talk more about that too, but you found after you got injured and you were out of football in your junior year in college, you went into acting. So how long did you spend being like down and out on your injury before you were like, nope, I'm going to be an actor?
Yeah, a few years.
A few years, that was, yeah.
Well, I was able to finish college and then catch a cup of coffee, just a quick cup of coffee with the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. I never made the final squad, but I got close up to the last cut into making the team. Wow. That was in 2000. 2000.
Oh man.
Yeah, 2000. Aging myself a little bit. Huh?
So did you?
But it's okay. Age is just a number.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's just a number.
How did that? I mean, when you didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Did that affect you?
Yeah, of course. Because you put everything into that, and we're talking from age 5, 6 years old up until age 20, 21.
Yeah.
That's all you want. That's all you want.
Was that your identity?
Yeah. That was my identity. Because remember, I said I found my sweet spot socially and all that right through sports and through being good at it and being accepted because I'm one of the good ones. To remove myself now from that and finding my own identity and finding how I relate and how I'm relatable.
Yeah.
And just being content with who I am now, not as a football player.
Yeah.
And not in that space. It's tough.
How did you discover yourself? Because you were after football and you got into acting, okay? Because it sounds like you were kind of into acting throughout your life, but then you kind of pursued it more professionally because you did some commercials and things like that.
Yeah.
What was that process? How did you read books to help you? Shift your mindset, find yourself? What was your process getting into your next?
Man, what was the process? I think it was just like a pondering over it day to day. Like I have all this competitive energy still, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get to fulfill it.
Right.
Totally. And so I have all this energy pent up still.
Yeah.
What am I going to use it on? I need to use it.
Yeah.
And I need to put it towards something.
Right.
So I think maybe after about a year of pondering over that, when it was kind of a darker time in that year because I didn't do too much. I probably was drinking and party guy in LA, in my early 20s. Not probably, I was. I mean, I don't remember. I remember.
You don't remember, but you do.
I remember. Yeah, we would kind of forget. Yeah, so I kind of went into that mode. But luckily I didn't fall too deep into that mode because I still loved to train.
Right.
And to love to take care of my body in that respect. Training wise, maybe not.
Right.
Maybe not in all the other things.
Yeah.
But training wise, for sure. And then after a year, I was like, okay, I'm training. I need to do something else.
Yeah.
I need to put this energy and this effort towards something else, this competitive energy.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it came about.
So that's how bodybuilding came about. But
that's how the acting came about too.
Okay.
Well, because bodybuilding was after acting. Bodybuilding first. Acting first.
Right. With acting, tell me what your acting career looked like. Because that was 8 years of acting.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit more. So I was studying liberal arts in college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, liberal arts, performing arts in college.
Okay.
Right. So that was my major.
Right.
So I was doing all of it in college, dancing, singing, theater, in plays, doing dance performances.
No way.
Yeah, doing, you know.
So was I, by
You
the way.
were?
Yeah.
In college?
Yeah.
Ah! I didn't even know that about you, Wendy. Wow.
There's something to do.
Wow,
That's
man.
so cool.
Wow, we have that in common. I love
know,
it. We'll
it's
talk
neat.
more about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was doing stuff like Henry the 14th in
That's awesome.
college, and
Yeah.
I didn't have any singing like performances because I was a little bit too embarrassed about my voice, but I was confident about my dancing and about my acting.
That's awesome.
Right? So no musicals though.
But you also did some commercials.
Yes.
And tell me about that.
Yeah, so I mean, after when I was like, after that year and some change about me being in a dark place, I was like, I gotta put my energy towards something, and I gotta put this competitive energy towards something. I was like, okay, well, I'm in LA, the land of Hollywood. Let's go and let's do this.
Yes.
Let's go into the acting business. Let's go into the entertainment business. Let me go find whatever I have to do to find agent, managers.
Was that hard?
Yeah, it was hard because I'm
bet.
thinking like, oh, I have a degree in performing arts.
You thought you were just gonna
in liberal arts. That degree is they're gonna see that and they'll be like, oh, okay, come on in, or we're just gonna start giving you these parts.
Right.
No way.
What was that like? Well, tell me what the struggle was on that.
Well, the struggle in the entertainment business is that, and this is unlike any other business.
Yeah.
The struggle in the entertainment business is that they do not tell you why you didn't get a certain part.
Oh, God.
They don't tell you. You have no idea.
So you're just stewing with this energy, just not knowing where you're lacking, where you're inadequate.
That kills you.
Oh God, yeah.
That kills you. That maybe produces a little bit of anxiety, right? Because you're like, can you imagine? For years, I was like, until it started kind of getting the ball rolling, kind of getting more locomotive, I was like, man, why?
How did you keep your confidence up? Did you?
Through training, kind of, up and down, through training.
What was your first part?
What was the first part? A Starbucks commercial.
A Starbucks commercial?
Yeah, we were advertising the cappuccino.
Okay.
And this is when Starbucks actually was like newer too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was fun. Did you feel like I made it?
Yeah.
You felt like I made it?
Yeah, I feel like I was Will Smith at that time. Already.
That's awesome.
Already. I
feel
was like,
too.
oh, okay, it's happening now. It's happening. It's just a little regional Starbucks thing.
So you have that, and then your next one is?
The next one was McDonald's. Yeah.
Were there a lot of rejections in between?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so
way more.
So you're just
way more rejections
hoping for the next one.
than getting the parts.
Yeah.
Way more.
People don't see that.
Yeah.
They
don't.
see when I look at it on paper, I look at these commercials you were on, and I don't see the in-between stuff.
Yeah, they don't.
That is the hard part.
And same with bodybuilding, and same with the wins. They don't see the in-betweens. They don't see.
Yeah.
But I was going out on auditions like 4, 5, 6 auditions per day.
Wow.
Yeah, per day. Like sometimes it was onwards up to 10 per day for like 5 days a week.
Wow. And you're paying your agent to help you.
Paying the agent,
Wow.
trying to work in between. And so I started working graveyard shift with at-risk kids
Oh.
to audition during the day.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me about that.
I did it for years. I did it from 2000 up until like 2007 or 8.
So what did you do with the at-risk kids?
I was a counselor.
You're a counselor?
I was a counselor, yeah.
Okay.
So I would come in at night and I would make sure that they
That
did
had to
their
have kept you
chores.
going because you know that you're making a difference in people's lives.
It did.
While you're getting these rejections, that's keeping you going.
Yeah.
Was there one kid that you can think of who you really connected with? You felt like you really made a difference in his or her life?
Yeah, there was a kid I felt like I connected with, and there was a knucklehead kid that I hated to death too.
Tell me both. Okay, start with the
start with the good one, yeah.
Good one, and then we go to the bad one.
Yeah, so the muscles and stuff. That's always like a groundbreaker or an icebreaker to get things started with. Oh,
yeah.
Because I worked with kids from age, what was it, like 8 to 17. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So at that age, you know, throughout that whole age, they're fascinated by the muscles,
Right?
And they're like, oh, I want to get muscles like you and stuff. So I always embraced that, and I always would try to put them on the path of what they have to do to get the muscles, and you know, this and that, and how they have to be focused and. It started with the schoolwork, so they're able to play sports and all that stuff. So I definitely always was trying to enforce that into them. But I think this one kid, I didn't follow his journey. I wasn't able to because we're not able to for privacy reasons.
Right.
We're not able to kind of continue to talk to them. But I think this one kid actually got a scholarship.
Oh.
In football.
No way.
Yeah, at maybe, I think it was North Carolina, the Tar Heels.
Okay.
Yeah, and went to play there, and then...
and this is somebody that you really connected with.
Yeah, because he was already like 15, 16 at the time, getting ready to, those are the years of, it's hot and heavy into where you're going to go to school, and got to be serious, and scholarships are waiting.
These are at-risk kids.
At-risk kids.
Like out of bad homes and maybe out of poverty, maybe kids that need a little bit more guidance
all of that.
like a father figure.
All of that. So I was that to a lot of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I became that.
That's intense.
To a lot of them, yeah.
Did you ever sit back and just like comprehend how big of a deal that was?
Yeah, to them I would, because I definitely needed to keep my sanity in being there.
I bet, for a lot of reasons.
Right, anytime you have negative thoughts, you always have to think about why and where the positive thoughts are, and that always have to overtake the negative, right? You always have to do that. That's going to be an ongoing thing that we're going to have to do for life.
This is real though, because if you think about it, there are people who they imagine helping at-risk kids, and they imagine changing people's lives. And that fantasy version of changing kids' lives, you see it in the movies. There are so many movies that have highlighted the success stories of going into a school or going into a group of students or kids and taking them from down here to up there. And we see this, like we imagine this to be, but in reality it's taking such a toll on you too. And there's so many more layers to that than this fantasy version that we see of it.
Yeah, again, all the in between, right? On the auditions to the parts that you get.
This is a lot on you.
So much in between.
This is honestly so much on you, because you're between doing the at-risk kids work and then also all the rejections with Hollywood and all of this whole period of your life. This is really, this is a lot of learning, period, right?
Sure is.
So that was
a lot of strengthening, a lot of character strengthening and character development.
That has
during
to
that
be.
time. Yeah.
That's
I'm definitely grateful for. Definitely grateful for, because starting in, as we'll get to now, maybe the Olympias, starting in when I got out of the acting. I was doing that as well. I was training during the day and having to try to get rest to go back to. While I was still acting also. It was all like, wow. I was doing all of it at one point.
You started competing in 2012? 2011?
Yeah, 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you pretty much shot straight to the top right away, right? Or no, tell me. No? See, that's how it looks.
Right.
You see, this is exactly how it looks. It feels like on the outside looking in, it looks like that.
Maybe.
Okay.
Kinda.
Okay.
I guess, because I got, 2011, then I got my pro card in 2013. So 2 years later.
Okay. How many times did you try for your pro card?
Just 4. So I guess it was just shooting to the pro card right away.
Okay. I did 5 before I went. Yeah.
Okay. So and you got it pretty much right away.
5 tries, 5 nationals, I mean,
five nationals.
Five
Oh no,
nationals.
I got it in my first national.
See?
My first USA.
see, there you go.
Yeah, so, but 5 shows.
5 shows,
Yeah,
yeah.
just 5 shows leading up to the USA's.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I was going to get it so easy right off the bat because
Oh yeah, you didn't.
I
You
didn't.
5 nationals. Before
Yeah,
you-
but I won the overall at every show, and then but that was in 2011. I won the overall at the USA, and that was when it was first in every class. It was really difficult.
Oh, that's.
But for
that's
you,
the way it should be now. Don't get me started. I think it should still be that way.
it is. But for you, okay, you got right away. So you hadn't really experienced dropping below that yet. Okay, tell me the first experience you had of like feeling like you really got defeated in bodybuilding.
Oh, defeated in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Well, definitely my first 212 pro show at New York Pro.
Okay,
I got last.
last? No, seriously?
You didn't know that, huh?
I didn't.
You didn't know that?
No,
Oh, yeah. Last place.
I would have never guessed.
New York Pro, 2014.
How did that run me through the emotions?
Oh, man. So,
Did you get emotional?
oh, man. Well, let me back up. You're going to
Okay.
enjoy this.
Okay.
In 2013, right? I barely got my pro card.
Okay.
Got the pro card, riding high. That was in July.
Right.
In November,
Okay.
a couple weeks after my birthday, my house caught on fire.
No.
Later that year,
What?
my house caught on fire.
Did you lose everything?
Not everything. It was able to
my
be,
gosh.
salvaged,
Oh,
gosh. And yeah, that was devastating though. So I was living in my garage, trying to prepare for my first pro show, New York Pro in 2014, which was going to be in May. Right. So
gosh.
in like December, November, December, January, February, March.
Were you like, this is going to be a success story? I'm training out of my garage. I'm
I
gonna
was
win.
thinking, I was going to have that Rocky Balboa story.
Wow.
Yeah, or the Apollo one, huh?
Right.
the brother.
Okay. So, but that didn't happen.
No way. No way. The exact opposite. The exact
okay.
opposite. Yeah.
All right.
So last place. Well, I think
Ouch.
this is why I got last. I think I was in like the third call out anyway.
Yeah.
Or the bottom of the third call out anyway.
Okay.
But I was thinking that if you don't get into the first call out, you're not invited back to the night show to do your routine.
Right.
Right? Because that's how it was in the amateurs at the
That's
time.
how, yeah.
You
top
don't
10
go back.
and then
Yeah.
you don't get your,
Yeah. You just, that's the ones that they invite.
Right.
If you don't do it, you get to go home and do your thing.
so you just went home.
I went home and I ate my sorrows away in my hotel room. I mean, I ate everything. Pizza, McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, pancakes.
Pancakes.
Yeah.
And then they
of
told you you
course.
had to come back and do your routine.
Yeah, they were like, oh, this was after I slept and put myself in a food coma. They were like, Breon, I had all kind of missed calls, text, where were you at? You know, you're supposed to be here. Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute, I thought I wasn't invited back because I didn't do well.
So when they did invite you back, what did you do? Did you go and do your
I didn't
routine?
go.
Oh, gosh.
I didn't go. The
You
show
weren't
was
ready
damn near
for it.
over when I woke up and I saw all
You're
the
like,
messages
no.
and I got all the messages. The show was over.
You're like, this is
Yeah,
not
so I was like,
happening.
oh God, well, what do I do? I was scrambling about what I need to do. So they said, okay, write a letter and call Steve and apologize because you can get fined and, you don't want to start it off like that.
Oh
So
my
that's what I
gosh.
did. I apologized and I told them what was the honest
Yeah.
truth. I didn't know that I was
That's
supposed
the
to come.
truth.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, that's the
I
truth.
didn't know. And I apologized and won't happen again.
Yeah.
Well, and I made sure that I'm gonna do my part not to happen again, to not be in that place in the first place,
Right,
right? Of
right.
of doing that poorly.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, but that must have...
What an experience, though, right off the bat.
Oh man, right off the bat, well, you get your house catches on fire,
Yeah.
you get last place, you don't go to the finals, the night show, because you thought you weren't supposed to, and then you have to
Make
right,
up ground now. A
you
lot
have
of ground to make up.
You're just kind of like trying to stay above water at this point. So
Absolutely.
what was your first success from that?
So first success was 2 years later. Then I was able to that's when Classic came about.
Okay.
Right? So I took all of 2015 off, and then 2016 they announced, late 2015 they announced Classic was going to be, right? Oh, wait a minute. Did it start in? No, it started in 2016. Because I will never forget that first show at Veterans Memorial.
Yeah.
You remember Veterans?
I do.
Right over there. The first Classic shows at Veterans Memorial, and everybody was there. Yeah. And Danny Hester won it.
Yes.
Yep. And everybody was there. Like it was so, and there's so much anticipation. There's so much hype to go watch this first, to see what Classic is all about.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so I saw it. I was there. And I was like, oh, yeah, I need to.
This is yours.
This is me. And this is mine. Mm-hmm. And all that, again, that competitive energy from running hills as a kid, from crying, but still doing it, from I used to also run against, when I was doing track, when I was 6, 7 years old, I would practice against the 13, 14, 15 year olds. You know, and I would train and practice with them.
Yeah. You know, this is an interesting thing that I notice with successful people too, is that you had a failure and you, on your path to this kind of discovery, you're looking for that thing that you know you could be successful in. And it's like you're almost on this like subconscious hunt for it. And as soon as you find it, you know you find it.
Yeah, you're gonna like bite down on it and not let go.
Right? And it's like you're in this show and you're still trying to find that thing that like gives you that fire inside.
Yeah.
And as soon as you found it, you were like locked in. You were just all in. And that helped to take away some of that like down feeling that you had from feeling like you were maybe had started off on the wrong foot. Yeah, you're making up ground. Failures, and now you have hope. You don't have the success yet. You don't have the win yet, but you have this, you know, you're like, I found my thing. I have the hope.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And people don't realize this, but this is like whether you're like overcoming a disease or whether you're like trying to win a bodybuilding show or whether you're trying to succeed at something, it's like just finding that glimmer of hope gets you so excited, even without the result, right?
Yes. It can give you so much power and strength, and it could go such a long way. I'm not such a diehard religious guy anymore, but I do believe in God still, right? And one of the sayings is all you have to do is have a faith of a mustard seed. Of a mustard seed. Yeah. All it takes is faith the size of a mustard seed, and watch what can happen from it. Watch what can blossom and bloom from having just that little of faith. Yeah. Because mustard seed is small.
You're hanging on to that.
A mustard seed is small.
A mustard seed is small. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need. And that's all a lot of us need.
Yep.
You know, and that's all I needed. That's all I had.
Yep.
That glimmer right there of, oh, okay, that's where my competitive nature is still going to be. Because I knew that I was going to be bodybuilding I knew that I loved bodybuilding and I was fascinated by it at age 11 and 12 and 13.
Yeah.
That's when Flex Wheeler was my neighbor.
Okay.
Yeah, he was my neighbor in Rolling Heights. Yeah, so he became my neighbor in Rolling Heights then, and I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and I know Chris Cormier is your coach.
Chris Cormier is the coach, and that's when Chris Cormier was competing against him, and that's when Chris was in his heyday as well. Yes. You know, during the that time,
Is that who do you really look up to the most? Like who do you?
Well, all those guys, man. Because I will say that Sean Ray was when I got into the sport and I was learning how to pose and all that. Sean Ray was the guy that inspired me the most to initially getting into the sport. You know, I fell in love with his posing and
you remind me a little bit of Sean Ray
with his showmanship and with his how he performed and confidence in that. I was like, damn, love it. Yeah. I want to put my own spin on that and exude that up on stage. Yeah. And then Flex Wheeler with his flexibility, with all that muscle, that was fascinating to me. That's why I said, oh, okay, now I'm going to do whatever it takes to do the splits. Yeah.
Have you done the splits in your routine?
Oh yeah, I do it every one.
Okay.
Yeah, I do it every one. Splits.
What am I? I am crazy. So you now are that for other people.
Yeah, which is pretty
that
amazing.
Cool.
Really cool. Really, really cool.
How would you want somebody to think of you and describe you?
Oh man, I guess just somebody that
Does the splits?
does the splits and love pancakes. We'll do the splits while eating pancakes.
Right. No, but seriously. Who?
Just somebody who treated everybody kind of the same, treated everybody with respect, took the time out to talk to somebody and give somebody encouragement, because people have come up to me, Wendy, and cried and said, no, what you told me that one day, or that little thing that you told me, or you taking the time to talk to me, gave me so much, and this happened or this happened. I changed the way I deal with my family. I changed the way I deal with my wife and kids. I moved forward in this magnitude, and hearing that, oh man,
that's crazy.
That is priceless.
Yeah,
it really is. It's priceless, and when you're just by yourself and you just think of that right there, it's like so fulfilling. It's just so fulfilling. It fills my heart up to no end, and it overpours.
Is there one that particularly made you emotional? Because you have lines.
There was a few. There's been a few, man. There's been a few. I was in Texas, and I forget the show. It was, it was in Galveston, a show that they do in Galveston, Texas. And the guy who this is funny. It's a good story. This is on the Sunday after the show, right?
Okay.
My girlfriend at the time, we're going to eat pancakes.
Okay.
And it was, it's everybody's big. It's all of our big. It's a big deal for all of us, right? What we're going to do after the show, the next day, right? Big deal. And so he saw us eating the pancakes. He was there too, and he just came up to me at the when we were eating and just started crying, man, and pouring out tears, because he was like, "Well, I want to just tell you, Breon, that I'm going to go back to my wife, and I'm going to tell her that we need to make this work because of of what I got from you in talking to you on that Friday or that Saturday morning before the show."
Well, what did you talk to him about that made him want to fix his marriage?
To be honest with you, I was just talking to him and giving him encouragement. I don't really remember specific things that I was telling him.
Yeah.
It definitely even wasn't about his marriage.
But you know what it was about?
But it was about what it was. Oh, you're saying what it was about.
I'm going to tell you what I think it was about. This is what I think it was about. I think that a lot of times when people have issues in their marriages, it's because it's usually their own self needing to increase their confidence and feel adequate or feel like they're doing something with their life. Because a lot of times I feel like issues happen when one person feels like they're not the best version of themselves. They feel maybe insecure and inadequate, and that can they feel like they're maybe pushing somebody away. That's not always the case, but in his case, it seems like that's what it was. He got maybe that little boost of encouragement from you to maybe go back to his marriage, because maybe that's him acknowledging that it was him and not his spouse, right?
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Absolutely.
Because you didn't help with the actual marriage, you helped with him.
With him.
That's interesting. That's so cool.
That was so powerful. And I cried too. And I was like, man, I'm so happy for you, and that it's just so happy that you see this, you see the light bulb, and you see people, you give people hope.
Yeah.
And that was that. And then you just reminded me of another one. It was was I just prepping for the Olympia last year? I was in San Diego at 24 Hour Fitness. And the gentleman came up to me and said that, through my YouTube videos and just through me talking to them, he kept from wanting to end his life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Heavy.
Wow.
Like heavy.
Wow.
And he, and through just me just being, you don't even think that you have that type of impact, just doing what we do.
But the fact that you're able to connect with somebody on a social media platform, because if you think about it, that's one thing that you know, people can't really come up and talk to you and feel that energy from you. It's like they're getting it through a screen mostly, right? So that gentleman before that you were saying, it was like him being able to talk to you. That's the thing that kind of stinks about social media, right? I mean, we can't really connect to people as well as we would like.
Yeah, in person, but
they still feel connected to you.
they do.
That's awesome.
They do. And you know, it's the type of person that they're going to feel connected with. You're not going to feel connected with everybody. But this is the type of people, just the you could just sense when somebody's genuine. You could sense when somebody's empathetic and sympathetic.
Yeah. You're such a positive person, and you're so genuine, you're so real. What we talked about, you know, what you feel like you would want other people to see you as, but you know, when all of this is said and done, right? When you've finished your, you know, winning the 212 Olympia.
I like you saying 212, Wendy. I love that. I love that.
Oh, we could. Well, are you going to go to 212?
Yeah, I'll probably go to 212 next year. Yeah, I'll probably go there next year. Because,
so we're going to see you on that journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely see me on that journey because I am not done. I have a lot of competitive juices still left in me.
It's still in you.
Oh, it's still there.
Yeah.
Still there.
I can tell.
Still passionate about it and about doing my best and wanting to win and still wanting to affect and tell the story of the journey of it, you know?
Yeah. What else is there? Like after, and I'm not trying to retire you at all. Because you and I
Don't you dare.
Hey, I'm in the same boat as you, so trust me, I get it.
Yeah.
But seriously though, because I think about this for myself, you know, like what beyond this, like what is next for me? Yeah. So with you, I don't know if you've had that conversation with yourself, but what
I have.
What is next for you?
Well, I still want to be in the entertainment business. Still want to do acting.
Yes.
Still want to get heavier into that, and still want to do it. Still have the passion for that, and still have the excitement for it.
Yes. Breon and I are in a movie that hopefully will come out soon, right?
Hopefully one of these days.
We won't talk about it yet, but we're in it together, so we'll see how that comes out.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
That really would be fun.
Yeah. But you're going to pursue acting more.
Yes, I'm definitely going to pursue more acting.
That's awesome.
Because that's like, I feel if it's not all the way out of your bone marrow, then still do it.
What roles would you play?
I want to do some rock type stuff, like some action type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even rock does some family.
You have a very specific look.
Yeah. Some rock type stuff, some Wesley Snipes type stuff, some Blade and some. You want to definitely do some stuff like that.
I can see that.
To show the muscles and to show the physicality.
Yeah.
To do some action stuff. It would be very fun. It would be fun. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's all. I think that all guys with a little bit of muscle would be.
And girls too.
And girls, right? Femme fatale.
I would love to do
type stuff.
We'll be in touch with about that.
Of course. I know some people. Wendy, that are creating out there and producing. So we'll keep in touch.
We will. Yeah. In terms of looking back on the bodybuilding industry, you know, beyond the placings, beyond all the accolades that people know you for, like, what is your mark that you want to leave on the fitness industry?
Definitely to just be one of the best and to have it look like in this industry, you know, you just can have fun with every single part of it.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember this is very important to say, because when I got into bodybuilding, I was like, I'm going to do it in a way to where I was just seeing people miserable on the dieting, miserable doing the cardio, miserable sometimes training. I'm like, well, shit, how much fun are they having if all these aspects, their face looks like this, right? And they're not look like they're having fun. So I was like, man, I'm going to switch it up. Because it's in me anyway. I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to bring the excitement to all of the aspects of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I have this many calories, guys, but you know, I'm still keeping a smile on my face, and we're still rocking and rolling, and we're still having fun, and we're gonna do this, you know. And we have this much of cardio to do, but we're still going to do this.
Right.
And we're going to have fun because we're learning so much about ourselves, and only the strong survive. And, you know, think about it this way. You're one of the few that can do this. You know, not everybody else asks me, how do you do it? How do you do it? Oh, I can't do it. So if everybody is saying that, embrace that.
Right.
You know, that you're one of the few that can do this, because everybody else thinks it's so tough, so hard. But you do it with in a different manner. You do it with a smile.
You know what you are? You are never average, always a wolf. No.
Always a wolf. Is that the slogan?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're never average, you're always a wolf.
Okay, for sure.
Yes.
For sure. You'd never want to be. Why would we ever want to be average anyway?
We wouldn't.
We don't want to be average.
Nope.
Well, let me say this. Some people, they want to.
That's true.
They don't want to get outside their comfort zone. They don't want to. They don't want to push themselves and be a diamond.
Right.
You know, they just want to stay here, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Coast. That's fine.
Yeah, we could all be average.
We could be.
But we also all could be excellent at something that we hone in on.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, the thing is that with you, I think we see all of the accolades, we see all the successes, and all of the in-between stuff. I mean, there was a lot with you, and a lot, and that's really what has made you who you are.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Because we haven't even gotten to all the in-between stuff when starting to compete, when like getting to become Mr. Olympia, and through the Mr. Olympias, and after Mr. Olympia, trying to get it again.
Oh my gosh.
We haven't even tapped into all that.
Tapped into the surface. Okay, so we're gonna extend this like a little bit here, because I want to know, okay, when it comes to winning that Olympia title, right? Tell me, like, what was your drive going into that? And then after, I know, I don't want to say this, after losing the title, tell me how that, like, messed with your mind.
Yeah. Well, the drive was, I gave myself a 5-year plan when I got my pro card.
A 5-year plan?
Yes.
Okay.
I said, okay, what's the highest? No, not when I got my pro card, when I actually competed for the first time in 2011.
Okay.
So I said, what is the highest, you know, I told my coach at the time, what's the highest achievement you can have in this sport? The highest achievement, he said, Mr. Olympia.
Wow.
I said, okay, I'm going to be Mr. Olympia in 5 years.
Okay.
If it doesn't happen in 5 years, we'll go on to do something else. So it happened in 6.
Oh my gosh. You're just 1 year off?
2017, yeah.
You're just 1 year off?
1 year off. I said, I'm going to give it, because I was right there.
Yeah.
The first year, I got 4th at the Olympia. Yeah, so I was close. So I was like, all right, I'm going to give it, I'm going to give it 1 more year. And then sure enough, luckily it happened in 2017. So, but a lot of people ask me, like, what was it like winning it? And I tell them that they expect me to maybe say that it was a shock, or like as I was overcome.
You were
or something.
ready for it.
Exactly.
I know, because I saw you at a lot of events. You gave back a lot, like right off the bat. You know, did a lot of clinics and seminars, and you were present. You were there. You represented the division and the organization so well. I mean, I think that was, you jumped right in there.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, I was ready. Yeah. I thought I earned it. Yeah. You know, and I was happy to receive.
Yes.
At the time, because I was ready and I worked hard for it. But the experience was great. The experience was great, and the main experience is to be able to have that platform to, you know, to extend myself to people.
And knowing how you're changing people's lives.
That part, man.
That's just like, oh God, that is intense.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I can't imagine, honestly. I haven't ever had anybody come up to me like that. So that somebody who actually, that would be nuts. That would be crazy.
It is nuts.
Because those 2 examples that you gave, you know, saving someone's marriage and saving someone's life, literally, those are pretty big.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Big deal.
Yeah.
And so I'm ready. I'm ready to, you know, I've lived a great life. I'm ready to die now. But
not yet. We
not
have a
yet.
lot
But
more
I
to
mean,
go.
like with that, man, it's like, damn, you know, what other kind of mark can you make?
You've definitely made your mark, and
so
you're
I'm
continuing
blessed.
to. You man.
Blessed and very fortunate.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we have a lot more in the future, so we'll have to bring you back for a part 2.
Let's do it.
But Breon, thank you so much.
Thank you,
This
Wendy.
has been absolutely wonderful.
Yeah,
You're amazing.
Good time.
I really
You always have the
appreciate
best energy for me.
Well, thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us. This has been such a wonderful conversation with Breon. And until next time, we will see you later.
Peace.